a corner of the suburbs where every yard tells a familiar story of care and routine, there exists a garden like no other, a garden that whispers secrets and hides mysteries beneath its lush, vibrant exterior. Here lies a tale that unfolds in the spaces between reality and the surreal, for this is the story of Mr. Halloway and his garden, a narrative where beauty harbors an enigma waiting to be unearthed. Mr. Halloway was never one to seek attention. In a neighborhood where conformity reigned, he found solace amidst rows of florally adorned shrubs and climbing vines. Day after day, he nurtured his roses, tulips, and daffodils, a gardener whose passion extended beyond mere horticulture. A quiet passion resonated with each careful touch of soil and every tender sprout that emerged from the ground. The garden, however, was not a mere collection of blossoms. Beneath its picturesque veneer lay a secret, something concealed in the dark embrace of the earth. By day, its beauty was undeniable, but under the cloak of night, when the familiar daylight faded into the unknown, strange happenings stirred a spectrum of emotions, curiosity, fear, and a bitter thrill of discovery. At first, the whispers among the neighbors were sporadic, mere murmurs of odd occurrences. Some claimed to have seen flashes of movement between the tall hedges, while others swore that the garden took on an almost spectral glow under moonlight, yet none dared to murmur too loudly, conforming instead to the expected silence of suburban pride. All except for one, a daring soul who questioned what lies beneath. In every careful glance and every furtive step near Mr. Halloway's garden, suspicion grew like an invasive weed, entwining itself around the fabric of community trust. Elena, whose curiosity burned as fiercely as her determination, was driven to uncover the truth. With every step along the winding pathways and every pause at a mysterious shadowed patch of land, she pieced together fragments of a story that defied ordinary explanation. What began as innocent wonder soon morphed into an obsession, a relentless pursuit to untangle the threads of a secret that promised revelation and risk alike. The roses, with their vibrant hues and exquisite fragrance, were more than a product of horticultural artistry. They were the unspoken symbols of the garden's dual identity, beauty intertwined with danger, grace mingled with mystery. Mr. Halloway, ever meticulous, tended to them with a devotion that hinted at a deeper, almost ritualistic purpose. Night after night, with the soft rustle of leaves as his audience, he would retreat into the enigmatic corners of his garden to conduct tasks known only to him. In a time long past, the garden was a place of shared memories, a legacy passed down through generations. Mr. Halloway had once been a young man, filled with wonder at the magic of nature. The soil, rich and dark, had whispered tales of life and transformation. Yet, as years passed, that youthful enchantment tempered into something more cryptic. What had once been a sanctuary of simple pleasure began to harbor questions too weighty for ordinary minds. The garden had, in a sense, absorbed the sorrows and secrets of its keeper, its roots entwined with memories both tender and terrifying. Elena's footsteps echoed in a space where time seemed to slow down. The air was thick with the aroma of damp earth and blossoms intermingled, a sensory reminder of the garden's dual nature. Each rustle of a leaf, each whisper of the wind, carried the weight of unfathomable secrets. In that enchanted yet uneasy space, one could almost touch the palpable tension, the anticipation of uncovering a truth that had been buried long ago. The heart of the mystery lay at the edge of perception, the secluded penumbra, where light faltered and shadows danced. It was here that Mr. Halloway would vanish from sight, retreating to a place known only to him and the most ancient of secrets. Rumors swirled among the neighbors, tales of forgotten rituals, whispered incantations, and hints of a power that could breathe life into hidden dreams, or even awaken something long dormant. The garden had become a stage for an unfolding drama where beauty, dread, and fascination played out in a silent, haunting ballet. Amidst the familiar splendor of blooming petals and neatly trimmed lawns, certain anomalies defied explanation. Unearthly symbols, carved into ancient stone, emerged as if resisting the passage of time. These marks, cryptic and evocative, spoke of a language written not in words, but in the very essence of nature itself. Were they remnants of forgotten lore, or cryptic warnings of forces beyond human reckoning? To those who dared to question, the garden offered tantalizing hints, the promise of a secret life rooted in mystery and marked by the delicate balance between creation and decay. In time, as the community's intrigue grew, whispered conjectures began to spread like vines through the neighborhood. Some believed that Mr. Halloway was not merely cultivating flora, but nurturing something inexplicable, a phenomenon that blurred the lines between life and something altogether other. His midnight excavations, the meticulous care with which he administered each garden bed, and his secretive correspondence with unknown entities painted a portrait of a man ensnared in a web of wonders and warnings, driven by both trepidation and an insatiable thirst for the truth. Elena knew that the abandonment of her doubts was imminent. The garden, with its whispering winds and hidden alcoves, dared her to confront its secrets head-on. In that delicate moment, the cusp of discovery, she became both witness and participant in a narrative that defied the conventional boundaries of suburban life. Inside the shed, one could almost perceive the echo of memories past, a confluence of time, mystery, and emotion. Each relic, every frail piece of paper and time-worn journal, was a silent messenger from another era. They spoke of an age when nature itself was revered as a living, breathing portal to realms unknown. As Elena carefully turned the fragile pages of an ancient ledger, she encountered passages that suggested Mr. Halloway's dedication was not confined solely to the physical realm. The garden, it appeared, was a nexus, a threshold where mortal life intersected with forces that defied understanding. In every carefully cultivated bloom, and in the deliberate precision of Mr. Halloway's movements, there lay a subtext, a story written in the language of nature itself. The petals, resilient yet delicate, served as both a testament to life's fragile beauty and a subtle reminder of the inherent haunting mystery that lurked beneath. Each blossom was an ode to a forgotten past and a portent of secrets yet to be revealed. The garden had become a living chronicle, its every leaf and branch bearing witness to a saga of creation interspersed with moments of profound enigma. As midnight drew near, the garden seemed to transform, as if the boundary between the tangible and the intangible blurred into insignificance. Shadows wove intricate patterns that hinted at other presences, and the earth itself pulsed with an unseen rhythm. The simple act of tending to the soil had become a metaphor for nurturing hidden life, and with each turn of the spade, Mr. Halloway was not merely gardening, but engaging in a timeless dialogue with nature. It was a dialogue laced with both reverence and fear, a quiet communion with forces older than memory. For those who dare to wander in the realms of mystery, the garden becomes a canvas of possibility, a place where every shadow conceals a story, and every fragrant bloom holds a secret. The beauty that greeted the eyes during the day was merely a mask, artfully concealing the labyrinthine layers of reality that emerged under the cloak of night. In that quiet, almost otherworldly domain, truth was not a single thread, but a tapestry woven from fragments of memories, myths, and the eternal passage of time. In Mr. Halloway's steady gaze lay an acknowledgement of the delicate balance he had forged, a balance between nurturing life and guarding secrets. His garden was not just a haven of beauty, but a repository for mysteries that transcended the ordinary. In its vibrant flora, one could sense the inherent duality, the coexistence of joyous, life-affirming growth, and the ever-present undercurrents of ancient enigmatic forces. Each rose, each petal, carried the weight of both hope and hesitation, a reminder that behind every smile of nature there might dwell a secret echoing through the ages. This garden, though bound by the familiarity of suburban life, defied the confines of the ordinary. It became a testament to the idea that secrets, no matter how deeply buried, have a way of surfacing, even if only in fleeting moments of quiet revelation. For those who encountered its quiet magic, whether through chance observations or intentional inquiry, the garden left an indelible mark, an imprint of mystery that would linger long after the final petal had fallen. In the silence of that nocturnal hour, as Elena emerged from the depths of the unknown, she understood that some secrets are not meant to be unveiled without consequence. The garden had granted her a glimpse of a hidden truth, one that was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. And while the knowledge she now possessed illuminated the corridors of mystery, it also cast long shadows that beckoned a deeper exploration of the enigmatic forces at work. As the first light of daybreak mingled with the soft remnants of night, the garden seemed to exhale a silent promise, a promise that the secrets it harbored were not meant to be remembered solely for the darkness from which they emerged, but as vital parts of a living mosaic. They were intertwined with the passion, the hope, and the quiet defiance that defined Mr. Halloway's life and work, a narrative where every bloom and every rustling leaf told a story of resilience and mystery. And so, the tale of Mr. Halloway and his storied garden endures, a narrative that invites others to contemplate the intricate layers beneath surface beauty, where truth is both nurtured and concealed. In the interplay of light and darkness, of life and lingering secrets, one learns that every carefully tended patch of earth might harbor tales of passion, loss, and beauty beyond the constraints of everyday understanding. In this garden of whispered secrets and midnight revelations, remember that sometimes the truth is sharper than a thorn, and once seen, it can never be unseen. End scene. The title The Gardener's Secret appears in elegant script against a dark background, accompanied by a subtle rustling sound, evoking the timeless pulse of nature's concealed enigmas. Fade out.